This right here is my favorite part about Atlanta Motorsports Park. It's turn 11, and when I look at it, I mean, the first time you go through it, it's like, man, it's like going down to a big dip, basically, right? A lot of elevation change, technical again, camber changes. I'm already feeding power as I go down towards the apex because the car is going to compress with the throttle. Already has some weight on the back, and you're starting that acceleration process.
Which makes it not only safer, but faster. And this is one of the most rewarding places at this Atlanta Motorsports Park.
Man, the first time I drove here, I'll never forget, and it was in a downforce car. I loved this corner. I loved turn 10, but then when I got to 11, I'm like, man, this is one that you really got to suck it up, you know?
Yeah.
It's another challenge, and it's a great challenge and a high-speed challenge.
And as you're learning, this is one of the best turns in America, in my opinion, to learn what these throttle and brake things we keep talking about do to a car and how it controls the weight. When you talk about the compression there and being under throttle when it does compress, how important that is in order to utilize the maximum grip of the car without leaving anything on the table.
Yeah, it's all about the interaction between the throttle and the brake and the steering, right? You're kind of blending everything together. You don't want to, you're accelerating. Once you get down to the apex, which I'm using some curb there as well, the car really compresses. You can see it right there by some scrapes where some people have been bottoming out. You get maximum grip, man. There, flat to the floor, no matter what it is.
Right about here at this line, I would say, might seem early. This kind of line in the track is where I'm rolling into it. I start my roll, and by the time I get to that compression, I am full throttle. Making sure I'm on a nice, it's still a late apex, but it's really, you know, right in the middle of where the curb is. But to get me that nice run out, to really work on keeping the speed up, not only because it's an awesome corner, but because we're going uphill next.
When you come over the crest of this and you finally start to see the visual of the apex and where you're actually going to go, which is a right-hand turn, it's so rewarding. I mean, this is the part that I really love because you just went through a super fast corner, again, faster than what you think, and to a downhill, which you got to really blend the release of the throttle and the brake. Everything's nice and smooth there, to where when you get here, you get more aggressive with it. When the car compresses, you have maximum grip. So finesse, aggression to the exit.
Exactly.
You know, after the car compresses, you have maximum grip. It's right back to full throttle, aggressively to full throttle.
Correct.
Looking straight up.
Almost can't get to full throttle fast enough. You can use a little bit of this track out curb. When you get a little bit too far out, you might feel your car bottom if you're in a downforce car. But from what I can tell, most of the time, putting two wheels over here is the fast way around the track.
Well, you can see it too by the way the curb's designed. It's a proper FIA type curb, right? So you look at the first level right here, it's okay. Bit of a dip right there, but then the outside's a little bit rougher. Look at the elevation change, right? I mean, you're really climbing a big hill all the way up to turn 12, like we said. Good brake zone, you can trail brake into it because the elevation itself is only getting higher right now as we're turning in towards the apex.
Exactly, and even though I like to turn in right here, it's kind of like you're bending it in.
Right.
You kind of like add a little bit of wheel after you release the brake because hopefully that puts the car in a good place.
I use a little bit of a late apex up here because I want to get the rotation and the angle of the car more to the right to set up for what's over the hill, which is turn 13. You know, too early, run out of track.
And if you run out of track, it's also going to create understeer and late to power down the next straightaway. So it's really crucial to make sure with this late apex, it leads you straight into a good turn-in, wide enough to get the early power out of 13.
You know, right around here is the apex, right up at the top, right? So that's a pretty late apex when you look at the angle of the corner and the radius of the corner.
And I like to use all of it.
Yep, absolutely.
Almost in the grass.
Absolutely. Very much a compromise. Now you're going to come into managing the weight transfer again, right? This is pretty straightforward the way you come in here. Actually, the camber is not too bad. It's not that tricky. Thank you, Mr. Tilke, for making one that's, you know, kind of proper, straightforward.
Yeah.
Easy for an old guy to learn, right? But now it gets technical again because there's going to be a direction change, weight management, your weight, you know, moving the weight from one side of the car to the other. So in this case, from the left to the right. We lost a lot of momentum from the hill. There's braking and all the things that we said before that. But I want to go back to the power between these two, right? I want to accelerate, get that speed started. But then as you go over the crest, the entry to 13, You can tell when you do turn 12 wrong and when you do it right. If you run out of room and you meet up with this curb on the very beginning, right over here,
Turned in
too early, right? So that's why late apex, holding the apex, get the car positioned. The other thing too is angled to the right, more in a straight line, more acceleration.
Now it's leading into the longest straightaway in the track and starting your full throttle for that straightaway.
I don't even know what you're talking about because it's not a straight at all.
Fair assessment.
It's one of the few places, because you're looking to the left, right? It's a left-hand turn exiting 13 here. Vision's to the left, but also we're standing up. We're not down like this, but you can see a lot of track. You know, most of the course so far at Atlanta Motorsports Park, you can't see that far ahead, really, even though you're looking. But here you can see. So it gives you a little bit more comfort, a little bit more confidence. We haven't even gotten to the exit of 13.
No, I kind of use the track out of 13 as my turn-in point for 14.
This is another one where you can kind of set the wheel, get the car loaded. It's loaded on the exit here. Wheels turn to the left, and you kind of leave it there just for a while, right? You getting back to the oversteer, understeer by steering too much. You just set the wheel, keep going around looking for the apex of 14.